what it is, what it ain't, Payroll Nation. So say, I don't promote violence at all. Y'all niggas know that. I'm a cool ass nigga. But we got the scariest,
how's it going? Welcome back.
We got the scariest MMA knockouts ever seen. Part 2. Now I ain't watched part 1. I was trying to find some shit for y'all boys. I mean, I should have pulled up part 1 first, but shit, we gonna see what this looking like. But remember, man, y'all don't promote violence. That shit ain't cool, man. Let's get into it though.
The fight focus. And for today's video, we will be covering the scariest MMA knockouts ever seen, part 2.
Hell no, you fucking that nigga up at the beginning of the video.
Also, if you enjoy this video, please make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and comment what video you want to see next. Let's get to it. There is no doubt that when a sport allows individuals to launch knees, kicks, or punches to the head, that some of those athletes are going to be put in some serious danger. For this video, we have compiled a list of instances where MMA fighters were knocked out in such a scary fashion that it freaked out all the viewers in attendance. Number 12, Valentina Shevchenko. This one was truly scary.
Yeah, it's bad.
Hold on, you feel me? Let me get laced up. I mean, shit, it's MMA, but shit, I ain't got the gloves, but I got these bitches. So let me get laced up. You feel me? Beat a nigga ass with these bitches on. I'm telling y'all, I could have been a motherfucking MMA fighter myself. I got them hands for real. Put these bitches on. I didn't even get to see that
Valentina Shevchenko's finish of Jessica I at UFC 238 immediately went down as one of the most devastating in UFC history. Shevchenko caught her opponent off guard with a perfect head kick that connected with both the shin to the face and foot to the temple, sending I falling backwards and hitting her head off the canvas completely out cold. Thankfully, after a few minutes, I did wake up sporting a lump on her temple.
She got a
and was
fucking
able to
knot on her fucking head, and she went to the back room crying. See, man, look at that.
to make her own way backstage, sobbing uncontrollably. Even the commentators were worried for I's health, but thank God it wasn't worse. Number 11, Derek Lewis. Of course,
I heard of that nigga Derek Lewis before. Hold on, I gotta get this shit off.
Of course, Derek Lewis is on this list.
I heard the nigga Derek Lewis before. That nigga knocked nigga out real quick.
Guys have been on each other's radar.
Blades made his first takedown attempt in the second round, but Lewis was able to remain upright. Sensing that Blades would look to get the fight to the mat, Lewis met his opponent's takedown try with a perfectly timed uppercut that landed with a sickening thud. Blades collapsed to the canvas and Lewis followed him, throwing a pair of insanely brutal hammer fists to put an end.
No cap, bro. That should be overkill. That's some extra shit when they knock a nigga out, right? The nigga already sleeping like this and shit, and the nigga come down and start hitting that nigga, bro. That's some overkill shit. That shit ain't, I don't know, bro. That shit don't sit right with me, bro. Like, you see the nigga knocked out, bro, and you see that you won that shit. Man, nigga, the shit raps, and you just gonna beat the nigga when he sleep. That's crazy.
To the night. Number 10, Gary Goodridge. The sound of these punches and Goodridge's screaming make it even more terrifying.
かなりの自信があるってことですよね。
そうですね。しかしこれかなり警戒してるんでしょうね。
ああ、なるほど。
今生きてますね。
The UFC veteran punished Ronda Vardy with punches, while the latter attempted leg locks and triangle chokes to no avail. At one point, Goodridge shouted at Amir to hit him back.
立ち技に持ってった方がいいと思ったんですけれども。
Though Ronda Vardy threw some strikes from the bottom, Goodridge landed a barrage of punches and knocked him out. The punches that landed on the unconscious fighter sounded pretty insane. There's only a handful of—
That nigga is crazy. What the fuck? Oh my god. Nigga talking about again. What the fuck? Who the fuck finna sit there and let you hit them? Hell no.
things that can hype up a fighter this much: will, courage, and cocaine. Number 9, Rich Franklin.
Scheduled rounds reaching the midway point.
Again on the bike.
Down goes Quarry.
Franklin looked to be taking control, but it was still anyone's fight until the 2-minute and 34-second mark, when Franklin initiated one of the greatest knockouts in MMA history. After backing Quarry up with a solid right jab, Franklin floored the challenger with a straight left down the pipe.
Oh,
Corey
nah, that
went
shit
limp
would.
on his way down to the ground
fucked
and
that
landed
nigga
stiffened up with his jaw clenched and his fist in the air in a gruesome state of unconscious seizure. Nate stayed down for some time after the bout had been called. Number 8, Jinyu Frey.
He fucked that nigga up. Oh my god.
First, there was a pretty big kick to the head, and then she followed up with 2 big hooks that knocked Harris to the ground. Regardless, the scariest part was watching Darla's body drop like a ragdoll the way it did. The kick disoriented, but that punch pushed the off button on Harris. Even Frey herself seemed to be concerned for her opponent's health after seeing her body become so lifeless. Number 7, Francis Ngannou. Please listen to the sound of these.
Bro, if you don't know this nigga, bro, you gonna know that nigga, bro. I'm telling you, if you don't know this Francis nigga, bro, you gonna know that nigga, bro. That nigga like that for real. Crazy. Nigga got them hands. Nigga box your ass up real quick.
Punches.
Side leg kick is there for Biggie Boy. Oh!
It's over.
Rosenstrike is out!
Whoa!
Ngannou!
Out bad. Out cold.
Jairzinho Rosenstruik spent longer in recovery, awkwardly propped up against the octagon fence after being terrifyingly knocked out by Francis Ngannou than he did
That nigga was like, oh, the fucking cage like this. Hey, nah, that's fucked up though, bro.
in the actual fight itself.
Damn.
The fight only lasted 20 seconds, and that included the amount of time Rosenstruik was knocked out on his feet by a thudding Ngannou left hand before the
Oh, he got
Cameroon big
knocked
man
out with
attacked
one
his
punch.
opponent with 6 follow-ups. Number 6, Rashad Evans.
Damn. Nah, I know both of these niggas, bro. Both of these niggas, like, cause I used to watch this shit like a long time ago. Both of these niggas is actual good fighters. That white nigga Chuck Liddell and black nigga Rashad Evans. They both got them hands for real, but he just slept this nigga. No cap. That shit crazy. Look at that nigga. And that nigga always had that little shitty ass mohawk, bro. He ain't never get rid of that bitch. He always had that shitty ass mohawk.
Chuck Liddell was
Look
looking
at
to
this
get
shit.
back into title contention against Rashad Evans at UFC 88. Instead, he became the recipient of a legendary
fucked that
knockout
nigga
loss
up.
as midway through the second round, Evans threw a devastatingly power overhand that rattled his brain so hard that he instantly collapsed face down on the canvas unconscious. It was the first time that the Iceman had been completely knocked out cold in his career, but instinctively, number 5, Tank Abbott. Most people believe that Steve Nelmark died during this knockout. Fortunately, that was not the case.
Nigga died during the knockout? Ooh.
Not content to just have one of the most jaw-droppingly brutal knockouts in UFC history, Tank Abbott did it again a year later at Ultimate 96 against Steve Nelmark. This time around, it looked like Abbott had just killed his opponent with a single punch when he landed a thunderous right hook, and Nelmark ragdolled to the ground with his legs tucked underneath him and his head leaning off to the side at an alarming angle against the cage. Number 4, Brad Kohler.
Kohler does have great speed and good lateral movement. Oh, my goodness! Wow!
Just 30 seconds into this fight with Steve Judson at UFC 22, Brad Kohler handed Steve
That nigga
Judson
big
one
as
of the most
fuck.
devastating
He look
right
like
hands
Kurt
in the
Angle.
history of the sport. Built like a breeze block, Kohler's blow was so powerful that it knocked the debuting Judson out instantly, resulting in almost slow motion head-first fall onto the canvas. The fighter would remain unconscious long enough that medics gave him oxygen in the octagon and then quickly ferried him off to the hospital. Number 3, Travis Fulton.
Oh,
After Bullock
fuck. That nigga choke slam that nigga, fool. God damn.
Came out of the traps running with a flying switch
fuck?
kick, Fulton manhandled the smaller man, taking just 44 seconds to win the fight. Bullock can be seen writhing in agony immediately after the slam, and credit to Fulton, who knew immediately that the fight was over, choosing not to strike his ground opponent. Fulton didn't celebrate the win either, instead of tending to Bullock, who was in big trouble at that time.
Bro.
Number 2, Marlon Moraes. Aljo was literally dabbing while being deemed unconscious.
Wow.
And he separates. Back to the center they go.
The stoppage came in a shocking and devastating manner. Sterling reached for a takedown, and as he leaned forward, Moraes landed a knee to the side of Sterling's head. The impact of the strike left Sterling limp. Before Sterling's face even hit the mat, Moraes signaled that the fight was over. It was so bad that he was frozen stiff and had to be stretchered out of the octagon. Number 1, Raymond Daniels. The power and effect was scary in itself.
He's here right now fighting on the biggest stage probably of his life and career. Nice spinning body kick.
Damn.
As the first round of their fight on the main card at Bellator Birmingham was winding down.
Hell no, bro. You already, from the looks of it, bro, the way he doing all this spinning and kicking and shit, you already knew that nigga was finna lose. That sound like my car. But you knew this nigga was finna lose, bro.
Daniels launched himself into the air, spinning a full 360 degrees before landing, pausing and dropping Wilker Barrows with a clean
360 kick with a punch. How the fuck he do that?
knockout punch. One of the scarier parts of this knockout, other than the power, was watching Wilker Barrows' body spasm uncontrollably. And that right there concludes this video. If you made it this far, let us know how we did in the comments below. Alright, MMA fans.
Hey, that shit was cool though. Remember, I don't promote violence, man. I don't be doing no bullshit. Hey, but I appreciate y'all tuning in, Payroll Nation, man. Y'all wait for the next reaction, man. I'm gonna get up with y'all boys.